All right, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Like right off the bat, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Huh? Mic working? Mic check, 1, 2. Yeah? Yeah? Okay. All right. I don't know. First and foremost, how's everyone doing? We'll let some people come in. Okay, we'll let some people come in. Wow. Yeah, wow. All right, before we get started, big shout out to our sponsor for this video, BetUS, for sponsoring this video, this live stream, and this channel for the entire duration of the season. It means the world to me. And if you guys want to support the channel, you support me, you support the sponsors. Okay, so support the sponsors means support me. But yeah, if you're going over to BetUS, just use my link in my description. You will receive a 125% bonus on your first 3 deposits up to $2,500. What does that mean? Well, that means if you put in $100, that's $125 to play with, and you can do that for your first 3 deposits up to $2,500. Just use the promo code JOIN125, but use the link in my description to get there, and then use promo code JOIN125, and that's what you can get. I just wanted to show you guys this because I found this very funny. I saw a very funny bet here. So a lot of the Spurs bets are kind of off now. So maybe another one will pop up pretty soon. There was one for Wemby when it comes to Rookie of the Year. That's been gone. I think you can't even bet on that anymore. But here's one on Ben Simmons. Will Ben Simmons retire before the start of 24-25 season? That's kind of funny, but also kind of sad. So if you're curious, you'll see the risk. If you put in 25, that's $125 you would win if that were to come true. And there's quite a few Ben Simmons ones here, which is just really sad. I expected more, but this is really sad. But yeah, go check it out. Link in my description. Like I said, you support the sponsor, which means you support the channel. So yeah, link in my description. BetUS, shout out to them for sponsoring this video.
BetUS, America's favorite sportsbook and casino. Live betting and racebook. We're celebrating 30 years with a historic offer. A 125% sign-up bonus on your first 3 deposits. Plus 10% gambler's insurance. Get started today. BetUS, where the game begins.
I just realized how loud that was. I apologize. I just realized how loud that was. I apologize. All right, guys, let's talk about this. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about this this game. Oh my God. Do I have to say? I've been saying this over and over again. I hate that it takes these types of games for this man to get any type of praise. He's 20 years old. He's not that much older than Wemby. He's like 6 months older than Wemby. Hold on. Let's make sure. Jeremy, when is Jeremy Sohan's birthday? I know you guys think I'm obsessed with him, so I would know his birthday, but I actually don't. May 20th, 2003. And Wemby is what? Wembanyama birthday. Is it in January? Yeah, January 2000. Yeah, literally. He's only like 6 months old. He's not that much older than him. Wait, is my math right? May, January. Yeah, it's close enough. Who cares? It's close enough. He's not that much older than Wemby. So it's just so frustrating. It is so infuriating when people go so harsh. They're so harsh towards Sohan. But geez, this guy can really play. And I'm not expecting 8 months-ish. Yeah. I'm not trying to say, I never once said this. I never said that Sohan is going to be a guy, which he's capable of doing it, but I don't expect him of this. I don't expect Sohan to be a guy that gives us 20 plus points a night. I don't expect him to be the second leading scorer behind Wemby. I think we still need more scoring power, obviously, But I do expect him to do what he did tonight. Not even on the scoring end, but defensively. I don't think people understand how ridiculous it is with the amount of effort, the amount of hustle, how every single play he is locked in. He's been like this since his rookie year. He's been like this since his rookie year, freshman year of college too. But this is just who he is. He's always locked in. Dude is a winner. Does he play pretty basketball? No. Is he gonna miss some shots? Is he gonna look ugly sometimes? Yeah. Is he gonna hit you with a sham god? Probably not. But you know what? He's gonna do the dirty work. He's gonna do the dirty work that's going to equate to wins in the future. Dude had 18 rebounds tonight. He out-hustled everyone on our team. He out-hustled everyone on the Spurs and the Suns. He was ridiculous. This is the type of guy he is. And I'm not expecting him, like I said, I'm not expecting him to shoot and hit 20 plus points per game, okay? All I expect him to do is to do the dirty work as he always does and just hit the shots when we absolutely need them. And what did he do? 1 for 7 from 3. He had 1 3. Oh, that's trash, Clan. It was the game winner. This is who he is. He's been like this. He's been him. I hate this. You praised him early on. I was praising him for a very long time. Obviously, I have somewhat of a bias because I wanted him to come to San Antonio before we even picked him up. But with that being said, I've been praising him this whole time, not for no reason. He's that good. And it's just frustrating that people constantly just get onto him because, oh, he has some bad shooting performances. He never was a shooter. He never was a scorer. Why do you expect that of him? But not everybody on the team is going to be like Tim Duncan, okay? Not everybody on the team is going to be able to score like that. I say this over and over again, but if Boris Diaw was on this team, right now, this team this year, no one would bat an eye. No one would think that he's that good. Everyone just be like, yeah, he's okay. Because I guarantee you, Diaw on this team would not look as good as he did with the 2014 team. And the reason being is because he amplifies other people's talents. Sohan is a complementary piece. Offensively, he is more so a complementary piece. He needs other guys to be talented so he can amplify their talents. He's a connector. He's a glue guy. That's what he is. Boris would be diming up Wemby. Well, I guess that's true. People will say Boris is like the new coming of Magic Johnson because he can lob the ball to Wemby. That's probably true. That is probably true. But it's just so frustrating, man. Oh, gosh. But yeah, Sohan is him. Fasale, I'm glad that he was aggressive. Part of me was a little afraid going into this game because I was like, is he going to actually be aggressive? Because we need him to be aggressive in this game. We need you to, shoot 19, 20 times. But he was. It was. I don't have much commentary on this game, honestly, other than I'm very impressed because this game really came down to effort. Suns are infinitely more talented than we are. Like, I don't even think it's close, right? Like, I think they're much more talented than we are. I mean, with Kevin Durant, Bradley Beal, and Booker alone, that's more talent than I think the Spurs have, at least on the offensive end. Even though Bradley Beal didn't play that well, so they do have more talent. Even Nurkic, he got hurt, but during this game he was on pace to really put on a show. But Nurkic did a pretty good job. So they do have quite a bit of talent. It all came down to effort. I felt like from the beginning of the game, the Suns weren't putting forth the adequate amount of effort. I think they felt like they could just beat us at any given time, and they weren't really worried about it. But yeah, the Spurs punched them in the mouth, and by the time the Suns were ready to come back, they got some leads. I think maybe we switched leads 3 or 4 times in that fourth quarter. It was kind of ridiculous. But I always felt like the Spurs had it under control from our effort alone. The Suns, they just, I don't know. This is not a championship team. I'm sorry, this is not a championship team. They should not have lost to us tonight. It was the same thing earlier in the season. Like, we just put forth so much effort, and then we came back and beat them, and then we just whooped on them the game after that. Like, I don't know. The Suns really got an issue when it comes to effort. But man, oh man, Popovich has these boys playing. This is what I always keep saying, man. Everyone keeps saying Popovich. Well, not everyone, okay? Most people know that this is silly, but a big chunk of the fan base says, fire Popovich. He's not doing his job. He's holding this player back. He's holding that player back. I guarantee you, this amount of effort that you're getting from this group would not be possible without a coach like Popovich. I'm not going to sit here and say Popovich is the only coach on the planet that can motivate guys and get them to play to this degree. But I will say Popovich is him. I mean, Popovich is him. He's him. I don't know. I mean, it's like it kind of reminds me of that Family Guy skit. You guys remember the Family Guy skit where I can't remember. It's like it's Lois and Peter and there's a box and Peter says something like, oh gosh, how does it go? Pop is him. He is him. Gosh, how does that joke go? He's like, it could be anything, Lois. It could even be, what is it? Is it a boat or what is that joke? Hold on. It reminds me of this joke. Let's see. I'm gonna find this joke. Isn't it like something about a boat?
Hold on.
If we speed it up, you think we'll get copyrighted? Let's see. Maybe we won't get copyrighted if it's sped up. The bird is the word? No, not the bird is the word. It's this.
You have a choice. You can have the boat or the mystery box.
That's right. So you can have the boat or the mystery box. And Lois is like, that's stupid. We'll just take the boat. And then Peter says, well, Lois, it could be anything. It can even be a boat. Like, that's the joke. I don't know. I butchered that joke, but you get it. That's how I feel when people say get rid of Popovich. It's like, oh, well, we can get a really great coach. We just got to get rid of Popovich. And we already have Popovich right there. Why are we even risking it? Like we have a phenomenal coach. We have a Hall of Fame coach right there, sitting right here that's helping us. I don't get it. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, all right?
A boat's a boat, but the mystery box could be anything. It could even be a boat. You know how much we've wanted one of those. And let's just... We'll take the box.
That's the joke. There you go. Jeez. Oh, man. You going to Memphis' game at April 9th, Clan? No. I'm not. Serious question. Does Wemby turnovers make the Spurs worse? This is the second win without him, and I must say we look better without him than with him. Not trying to say he isn't great. Just clean. Don't think too hard about it. The only reason why it appears that... Look, watching this game, it was a layup line for a big chunk of it, okay? The Suns could just get in the paint at will. The reason why we look better is mainly because the Spurs have to play better. Like, they have to pass the ball a little bit more when Wemby isn't on the court. But overall, you're much better with Wemby. It's just a matter of the fact that he's a rookie and we're basically playing through him. So a lot of his mistakes are going to be pretty obvious because you're playing through him. Like, imagine any of these players that played tonight if you were just playing through them. Like Zach Collins, I think all of us would say that he had a pretty decent game. But if you were just playing through Zach Collins, everyone would say he had a trash game, even if his numbers were close to the same. I just think that overall, it's just the fact that you're playing through Wemby. So the eye test tells you like, oh, this doesn't look that great. But he's also a rookie and he's going to make mistakes. But you're definitely better. You're infinitely better on the defensive end. I mean, that's statistically proven right then and there. I think the Spurs over the last 15 games, which now it would have been 17, 18 games, but last 15 games, they are number one in defense in the NBA. And then they're like 24th or 26th or something like that when he's off the court. So you're definitely better with Wemby. Yes, don't overthink it. Like we run into this trap all the time where it's like your star player is out, but the team looks better, therefore the team is better without them. It's like, no, not necessarily, right? Not necessarily. And don't get like too excited. Like I'm happy about this win, but don't get too excited. The Suns literally did not play. Like I feel like they were like, Wemby's not playing, like, you know, we can just call this one in. They did not put forth the adequate amount of effort to compete. And the Spurs did. Yeah, you're right. Hold on, I forgot to bring that up. Hold on. Yep, here it is. Jeremy Sohan, 26 points, 18 rebounds, 0 turnovers. Youngest player in NBA history to reach those numbers in a game. Youngest player ever to have 26 points, 18 rebounds with 0 turnovers. Sorry. There you go. W Sohan. Sohan with the dagger. So nasty. But like I said, though, he's a really good player. I really hate the fact that he gets so much hate. I mean, obviously, some of it is put upon himself, like his personality-wise. He kind of asked for it at times. But it's one thing to get it from people outside of the fan base. I get a little bit more frustrated when it's people within the fan base that's always getting onto Sohan. And he's in his sophomore year. Like, it's not that serious. Dude is literally in his sophomore year. Whatever. Exactly. He hit it when it matters. That's all that I ask from Sohan. I'm not asking, guys, my expectations are just different, I think, from some people, because I don't expect him to be this 30 point per game scorer or 20 something point per game scorer. I could care less. I see Sohan more so as a connector, does the dirty work, plays phenomenal defense, and hit the shots when we need you. That's all I need. That's all I need. I don't care about anything else. And he did that. He did that. Plus more. So yeah, I don't think people really realize how incredible it is. Or maybe it's one of those situations that, you know, with Wemby, you kind of become numb to it. And I don't know if it's the same thing with Sohan, that people aren't impressed because either, I don't know if they're not paying attention or they're just numb to it because it's a daily occurrence now. But the amount of the great defense that he plays on the opposing team is really impressive. The fact that he can put forth that much effort on the defensive end and still capable of doing what he does on the offensive end. It's not one game that I've seen of Sohan, and I've watched, I might have missed like 4 or 5 games, I think, over the past 2 seasons. But there's not one game that I've seen of Sohan where I felt like he wasn't locked in. Were there games where he made mistakes? Yeah. But there was none in which I saw him on the defensive end. I said, Sohan just isn't bringing it tonight. Not one. He's always there. He's always engaged. And I hate that, you know, he doesn't get enough praise for that. That's impressive. Exactly. Sohan is a piece to a championship. Every team needs a Sohan, honestly. Yeah. When we put everyone under a microscope. I guess, man, but it's like, dang, Sohan was just getting praised the season before, the season prior. Like, that steal on KD handoff was clean. That was clean. But what was the most impressive play from Sohan to me? Not just the 3-point shot at the end, but the most impressive was the contest, the KD contest at the end, because that is a easy shot for KD if anyone else is guarding him. He was right there with the ball. You couldn't have contested it better. That was his best contest of the entire night. Now, sure enough, I mean, it's not like, you know, KD and Booker had, you know, bad games by any stretch of the imagination. Like, you can say KD went 12 for 17, Booker went 14 for 28, but you got to kind of contextualize everything. The fact that a lot of these plays in which Sohan was on Durant, he did pass it up. When he was on Booker, he made it tougher for him, and he had to pass it up. He just really reined things in. Kevin Durant could have easily, I think, on a, you know, playing another team, could have easily put up 35, 40 points. And Booker, for a big chunk of this, was guarded by Julian Champagnie, at least in the first half. Sohan had one. Yeah, he had a great night. Great night. Well, Sohan is 27% last year. He would get there. He had a great game. And I didn't even mention Vassell that much, but Vassell did fine too. Vassell did really well. I mean, him and Sohan were kind of beating up on the Suns in that fourth quarter. We just need more talent, and we'll be all right. Just get some more talent. I've said this over and over again. I honestly will prefer the Spurs just go after high IQ players at this point. I love Modest Buzelis for that reason, because I think he is a good defender. He has a lot of upside offensively, and he does a really great job of getting to his spots. But most importantly, he has high basketball IQ. On both ends of the court, he has very high basketball IQ. And I think that he would gel really well with Wemby. But, you know, when we get there, we'll get there. We'll go over other draft picks and all that good stuff. But I really think that's the most important thing that the Spurs can kind of grab. You know, just guys that not only positions that you need, archetypes that you need, but I really want the guys to have high basketball IQ. Can someone explain why Champagnie is a starter? He kind of don't have anybody else. You know? Like, Champagnie, you have to respect his three-point shot. So not many teams like leave him open. Like, when he does take three-point shots, they're usually contested. So he stretches the floor in that way. And then defensively, he's adequate, right? He's basically adequate defensively. But at that point, you know, you could look at the guys coming off the bench, and none of them are adequate. Blake Wesley is a decent defender. But other than that, there's no one else you really put into that place. Maybe you can make an argument for... No, actually, you can't. I was going to say make an argument for Malachi. Malachi did fine when he started. But... at that small forward position, I don't want to even risk that. I mean, that's why I think Julian Champagnie's starting, because, you know, he has decent size on him, stretches the floor, adequate defender. You know, that's all you really need right now. I mean, that's the best that we can do right now. Keldon kind of needs to be more so a spark plug off that bench. Blake Wesley, you know, he needs to be the point guard off the bench behind Trey Jones. So it's just the best you got. He's not a starter though. He's not a starter. Like, next season, he shouldn't be starting. Like, he's not a starting small forward. And I also think fans are going to like Julian Champagnie much more, especially if he's still with the Spurs, but much more if he's coming off the bench. He'll look better. He'll look much better if he's coming off the bench. It's just him going against these like star caliber players every night makes him look worse than what he is. Champagnie stretched the floor for like 3 points a game. All I know is when I'm watching the games, they don't leave Julian Champagnie open. That's all I know. That's all I can tell you. As far as how well he's playing offensively, like how many I can't attest to all that, but I can say that they do not leave him open. Julian is the new Danny Green. Danny Green was a better defender than Julian Champagnie. And Danny Green at one stretch, oh my goodness, you really couldn't leave him open. Oh my goodness. I think Malachi is the worst entry passer. Malachi had a really poor game tonight. I know it was only 7 minutes, but man, it was a tough 7 minutes. Oh, it was a tough 7 minutes. On both ends of the court, it was tough to watch. So there's that. Barlow needs to learn to utilize his size against smalls. Still a good game for him. Yeah, he does. But I think for the most part, he does pretty well with utilizing his size, you know. 2013, 2014, Green was scary sight unguarded. Ooh, I was thinking 2012, 2013, Danny. He hit a record until freaking Steph took it. Wemby just had 8 minutes for the Suns tonight. What does that mean? I wish they'd give City Sissoko a chance at small forward. I think, man, the more I watch Sohan, Jeremy Sohan, I would not be surprised if he could come off the bench. I mean, in college he did this. He played 6-man in college. Like, what if, obviously our bench is going to look so different next year. But what if we could have him come off the bench and lead that bench unit? Because he is so nasty. He would come in, you would stack minutes and stuff. He would play with Wemby. But just have him as a 6-man initially. You end the game off with definitely them playing. But, have City Sissoko start. I think that would be pretty nasty, honestly. Because City Sissoko is a better passer than Sohan. But Sohan is a better, I would say, just about everything else than City Sissoko. But City Sissoko is also a good defender. So, I don't know. I feel like that would be pretty nasty. That'd be a lot to deal with. Sohan coming off the bench seems like a lot to deal with. I can't see Sohan leading the bench, to be honest, unless Trey coming off the bench with him. I don't know. I mean, it's not like I'm just saying Sohan plays 6-man in college, so I mean, I don't think he would have a problem with it. But me saying City Sissoko start is just how much faith I have in City Sissoko, even though Sohan, I think, is an overall better player. Sohan called Nurkic a D-head. Did he really? That's funny. Where was his team Saturday when Wemby was playing? I have no idea. Yep. Sohan and Devin killed it. And Sohan hit the game winner. To be frank, Wemby tendencies and turnovers don't help wins. On this game, in this game, everyone was focused to not lose the ball. I mean, that's true, but Wemby's so good to the point where he make up for it, in other ways. Also, let's don't forget that Wemby beat the Suns twice already. Okay, so don't forget that Wemby did beat the Suns twice. So it's not like he hasn't beat the Suns. He beat the Suns twice, one of which was a comeback, and the second one he just he just beat up on them. So the Suns are a good matchup for the Spurs. Good stuff. Let's get him. Oh, okay. Did Wemby stunt the growth of Sohan? No, Wemby didn't stunt the growth of Sohan. They play fairly well together. I think, unfortunately, the Spurs are still trying to figure out Wemby. It's a little exhausting at this point, but yeah, I think they're still trying to figure out Wemby and how they fit together. That's another reason why I'm like, even though Sohan plays pretty well with Wemby, I'm like, what if he did come off the bench and just kill the bench unit? That would be cool. Get you a little 1-2 punch there. Because I mean, while I do think Sohan and Wemby play pretty well together, Wemby and Devin look the most fluid right now together. Sohan and Keldon off the bench for a second unit. This is the idea that Keldon gets traded. I really do think Keldon will probably get traded. I'm still on that. Not something I'm praying for or nothing, but I just have the feeling he'll be traded. I just have that vibe. All right, let me see something. right, so this is something I have not seen. All right, guys, so I have something to go over. I have not seen this yet. This was sent to me, and I can't even tell you who sent it to me. I'll be honest with you. It was a few days ago, but I did like it. But this says defensive versatility versus guarding better player amongst forwards or among forwards. And I definitely want to take a look at this because I just got the vibe that we're going to find Sohan in a really, really great spot. But before we talk about that really quick, shout out to BetUS for sponsoring this video and this live stream for the duration of the entire season. As I always say, if you guys support the sponsor, you're supporting me. So check out BetUS. There's so many different things that you can bet on. There's sports books, live betting. We go to basketball here. I find this pretty funny because I just want to show you this. Very specific things to bet on here. So if you go to Ben Simmons, so this is NBA specials. Wemby was on here, but he's off, and that's Bronny James. So it's basically like who's going to get Bronny James. But Ben Simmons is one where I was like, what the heck is this? So will Ben Simmons retire before the start of the 2024-2025 season? Money line 500. If you go here, you can risk up to 25 and you'll get $125 from that win if he were to retire before the season. I have no idea, but there's a lot of Ben Simmons ones on here. Will Ben Simmons be on Brooklyn Nets roster for game 1 of 2024-25 season? Will Ben Simmons play game 1 of 2024-25 season? It's insane. It's insane. It's sad that we got to this point, but it is what it is. But yeah, guys, if you go to the link in my description, you'll get 125% bonus on your first 3 deposits up to $2,500. So what does that mean? That means you put in $100. That's $125 to play with. So use the link in my description and use promo code JOIN125 and you will get a 125% bonus on your first 3 deposits. Once again, link in my description and just use promo code JOIN125.
BetUS, America's favorite sportsbook and casino. Live betting and racebook. We're celebrating 30 years with a historic offer. A 125% sign-up bonus on your first 3 deposits. Plus 10% gambler's insurance. Get started today. BetUS, where the game begins.
All right, so let's take a look at this. Defensive versatility versus guarding better players amongst, hold on, let's read. So if you go, the farther you go up is guarding wider variety of positions more often, and the further you go right is guarding better players. All right. Let's see where our boy is. Let's bring it up. Here we go. Alrighty. So first and foremost, I want to start at the bottom. Who's at the bottom? Oh, Wemby. Wemby's at the bottom. Wemby's trash defensively. Wemby's at the bottom. I wonder why. That's kind of weird. It said forwards, so we're not. So is this like when he played forward? This might have been when he played forward, which was a very small stretch of time. Is that what they're going off of? Because I don't see any other centers here. There's Cat, who's been playing forward. Yeah, I don't see any other centers. So there's Keldon. So you can see Keldon. Yeah, that looks like Keldon right there. He's, well, I won't even say he's middle of the pack. Maybe slightly below average, which makes sense. I don't know why Popovich would put him in like very versatile defensive situations. I don't know why that would work that way. They put Wemby on the worst shooter so he can roam. Oh, that's a good point too. Yeah, that's a really good point. That's a good point. Yeah. It's just that this is based off of forwards. That's my only thing. It's based off of forward. Well, not everybody. Yeah, not everybody's a forward on here. I don't know why they based off. And this is Chetty Osman. I can see Chetty Osman right here. Man, these are a lot of players. You can see Kawhi up here. So a lot of versatility on his end and kind of middle of the pack as far as matchup difficulty, which is strange to see. And whoa. Okay. Do you guys see Sohan? It's like, where's Waldo? Do you see Sohan? He's one of the best in the NBA. There's Lou Dort over here. He's one of the best in the NBA. My God. And that is interesting because, yeah, Dylan Brooks, I knew he would be pretty high as far as versatility and difficulty. That's constant. But good God, he does a pretty good job every night too. He's one of the best in the NBA as far as versatility on who he has to guard and the difficulty of his matchups. He's like there's almost no one better. That's insane. That's really random, Jacob, in the chat. I ain't even looking forward to the draft. How are you not looking forward to the draft? I'm going to make you look forward to the draft. We're going to do draft videos. You're going to look forward to it. There's no reason you shouldn't look forward to this draft. Yeah, there's no reason you shouldn't look forward to it, man. Wow. I'm actually genuinely impressed by this. Is that Usar? I'm saying his name right? The Thompson twin? Kuminga. There's like literally no one really ahead of him when it comes to, this is incredible. He's the top of the list. Wow. Let's see. Any other Spurs players that we missed? Let's see. Hey, look, Kyle Anderson. So versatility is quite a bit, but difficulty is pretty low. So Keldon, like I said, is pretty low. Where's Champagny? Because would they consider him a forward? Because he's been playing forward. I guess they don't, because I don't see him. Yeah, I don't see Julian Champagny. This is very interesting. I wonder what... I don't know, that's just weird. Because some of these guys just aren't forwards. A big chunk of them are. I guess they've just played forward. Sorry, I'm still looking. Nope, I don't think there's any other Spurs players I missed. There's LeBron. Yeah, anyways, nonetheless, very impressive from Sohan. This is something that I think early on in the season, we knew that as far as sophomore players, he had like the most versatility, first or second most versatility. No, I think it was first most versatility defensive assignments. When he was playing point guard, it was ridiculous. The amount of the difficulty of his matchups, but it's still high. This guy's incredible. This is why I keep saying, dude, he doesn't have to be somebody that puts up a plethora amount of points. Just as long as he hits them when you need them, that's all that matters on the offensive end. And, you know, being a connector and what he does. But defensively, it's so incredible how he can just have that dog in him, play so tough all game long, engage the entire time. And it seems like he doesn't break a sweat. Jeez, doesn't even break a sweat. How many picks we got? This upcoming season, we have our own, which that'll be the most important one. So that could possibly be a top 3. And then we'll maybe I have no idea what's going on with the Raptors right now. But we might end up having the Raptors pick. So that will be 2. And then that's it, right, chat? Don't we just have, do we have like a couple seconds? Hold on, let me check. Because the ones we focused on right now is our lottery and trying to get Toronto's. But if we don't get Toronto's, we could very well end up with like 4 first-round picks next year. Because it'll just convey over to the next year. Let's see. Spurs. Draft picks. So many moves to make, to be honest. Spurs be all right. How many picks we got? Let's see. Yeah, okay. So yeah. So here we go. So the Charlotte Hornets are really bad this year, so this one won't convey. That's why I said it'll probably go next season, right? So we have our own, we have the Torontos, and then we could have had Charlotte, but we're not getting this one. Protected 1 through 14. That's not going to happen. But next season, that's where it's a bunch of them. Okay, so we don't have any seconds this year. All the seconds are in 2025. I don't know why I thought we had some seconds this year. I don't know what I was thinking. But yeah, so you have either 1 or 2 this upcoming draft. Regardless, though, you're gonna have a top 5, more than likely a top 5 pick. Like, don't stress about it. We'll have like a top 5 pick. And in this upcoming draft, the talent gap isn't that crazy, to be honest with you. Like once you get out of like 2, like the gap between 3 and 8 or 9, like it's not that crazy of a jump. As much as I love Montes Buzelis, I'm not gonna sit here and act like he's just above all the other players in the draft. Like, no, talent wise, there are some other guys, you know, that I think is fine with picking. Like Ron Highland is one that a lot of people bring up. That's a good one. I know a lot of people like Reese Shea. I'm not crazy about him, but he does have talent. So there's another one. Oh, someone just brought him up. There you go. Shepard is who we get. I don't really see why people are excited about Shepard. I mean, but people brought up Dillingham. Like, there's a lot of good talent in this draft, okay? There's a lot of good talent. But if I'm the Spurs and I have a top 3 pick, I'm taking Buzelis. As of right now, we'll go over more draft picks in the future, but we'll get excited about it. But right now, yeah, you got 2 picks, so you good to go. Topic is injured right now. Yeah, I don't even like Topic as a player that much, to be honest. I've watched even more film of him. I still don't get the hype. I just don't quite understand it. Pistons are getting Sar. I personally wouldn't grab a player that's like near the same height as Wemby. Like, I just don't think that's a great idea. Great thing to do. Me personally. Just trying to fit that in and saying, all right, Wemby, you run power forward now, or vice versa. It's just, I don't really like that. And if you get somebody with a top 3 pick, like, they're not coming off the bench. We're not in that position right now. Like, we don't have enough talent to afford to have a lottery pick come off the bench. How high are our picks this upcoming season? Right now, here, I got you. Hold on. What's that website called? I'm blanking. Draft projections. Crap, what's it called? Tankathon. Here we go. This is not what I was looking for. It's not big board either. No, hold on. Hey, thanks, Alfred, becoming a member. Here we go. Lottery odds, found it. So right now, the best odds we have is to have the 6th overall pick technically. But if you just want to say overall 1 through 5, we got the best chances of getting a 1 through 5 pick. So yeah. Right now, Toronto, they're about where we want them to be. We don't want things to change too much for Toronto. Their best chances, or our best chance right now, is them getting 7th to 8th. And that would be perfect. That's what we want right there. Because that'll convey. If they get anything past that, then we don't get their pick. So on lottery night, we're going to be banking on them getting 7th. That would be perfect right there. 7th. Sweet spot. And then we'll have a top 5 pick and a 7th pick. That would be perfect. But we'll get a top pick. Like, the Spurs are more than in my opinion. I mean, obviously it's the odds. Who knows? But I think the Spurs would get a top 3 pick, top 3, top 4 pick, more than likely. Which, like I said, you don't have to have a number 1 overall pick in this draft. And if the contention is that Alex Sarr will go number 1, I would not be mad with the Spurs trading off their first pick and going down a few. Like, I don't think getting Sarr is the right answer for the Spurs right now. Not when you got Wemby. I think most importantly, you need some type of defensive wing. But yeah. Yep. Whoever we draft, we can turn those 2 picks into superstars. I always have that belief that we can turn them into, I don't want to say superstars, but they don't have to be superstars. That's the sweet thing about having a Wembanyama. They don't have to be superstars. They can just be stars, or borderline all-stars. They don't have to be superstars for us to be some type of dynasty or whatnot. Like, yeah, I think Manu was a superstar. I thought Tony at one point in his career was a superstar. But you don't necessarily have to. Look at Jokic, right? I mean, the Denver Nuggets could potentially be having a dynasty in the making right now. I mean, I wouldn't say he has a superstar on that team. I mean, if you want to say Jamal Murray, but I don't think Jamal Murray is a superstar. I think he's a star. But I wouldn't call him a superstar. So you don't have to have that to be a successful team, and especially with the new what is it, players agreement, what's it called? I can't remember what it's called. I'm sorry guys, I'm sleepy, I'm tired. But the new rules that the NBA put forward, you're not going to see a bunch of like crazy super teams. CBA, yeah, there you go. Yeah, you won't see a bunch of crazy super teams. It actually plays in our favor pretty well. We'll be all right. Jamal Murray has never been selected in the All-Star game, which is shocking. You would think that he's a superstar. We need another big. It's glaring. Zach is not the guy. Yeah, you need some type of defensive big coming off the bench. Sar will bring what we are missing. Well, that's the thing. My main thing is I wouldn't want to put Sar on the team because you're gonna have to start him. Like I think what you really need is a defensive big coming off the bench, not somebody that can just pair with Wemby. I kind of like the amount of freedom Wemby has right now. If you do 2 bigs, that's cool, but I don't know. I kind of like Wemby at center. I think things go a little bit better when he's at center. Sorry, power forward. You can. And then at that point you push Sohan to small forward, and I don't think Sohan's a small forward. Sar and Sohan are the same almost. Yeah, I just don't want to push Sohan to small forward. Like, that's ugly. Like, at that point now, I think Sohan needs to come off the bench. I just think it's a silly. I think if in this draft, the Spurs should be focused on a defensive wing. That's the most important thing. As far as those guys that can come off the bench and play defense and whatnot, you can find those. Like, you don't have to get that in the lottery. I know Sar's more than that, but all I'm saying is, like, you don't have to get that in the lottery. They don't have to be world beaters, defense. Just a good, solid defensive big. You can get that. You can get that anywhere. You can focus in and get that. You don't have to have that come off the bench. We can put Sohan at point guard again. We can do that. We can do it. Hypothetically, the Spurs can do that. Agreed. 3-and-D is top priority this year. Yeah, undoubtedly. Like, I wouldn't even think about it. Like, I feel like the Spurs get number 1 in this draft, and like the main, like everyone is saying, oh yeah, Sar is going 1. Then I would trade it. Go down. Check out Sar spreads the floor. I can cover 3 and go inside plus Wemby level defense. I know Sar's good. I'm skeptical. I'm trying to think of the other pieces. I don't think Sohan needs to go anywhere. I don't think Devin Vassell needs to go anywhere. And then now at that point, we're moving Sohan over to small forward, and I do not think he's a small forward. Like, I think we're creating more problems than we have to. And then City Sissoko, that's another one where it's like, where does he fit? I just don't think we're at that point that we were even a couple years ago, where we're like, yes, just get the best players, which, I mean, yeah, you want the best players available, but those last couple years, it was like, okay, let's get guys with high potential that could potentially become a star, without any like rhyme or reason to like, you know, how these pieces will fit. Like we weren't really worried about that. Now I think that we're going into, okay, we need to start building around Wemby, and I don't know if Sar is the best possible player to build around Wemby with. I think we should just start filling up the areas that we absolutely need, and undoubtedly it is a wing, 3-and-D wing, and I don't think Sar is that. But we'll go over all the draft picks and all that, and we'll see. With pick 33, Spurs need Trey Alexander. Do the Spurs have a late pick? I don't know, guys. Do we even have a late pick? Why were they better without Wemby? They took it easy, apparently. Don't think too hard about it. Like I said earlier, like the Spurs did beat up on the Suns twice earlier in the season with Wemby. So it's I don't the Suns have, this is one problem the Spurs don't have. You know, it might have happened a few times, but this is a problem the Spurs don't have. The Suns do not put forth the adequate amount of effort sometimes. They ride off their talent. The Spurs, they can't ride off their talent. They put forth the effort. Sometimes that they slip up, but for the most part, they put forth the effort. Zach Edey in the second round. Do we have a second round pick? I don't think we have a second round pick. Yes. This year? Why isn't it showing up right here? Oh, I missed it. It's right here. Okay, we got the Lakers. Okay. I don't know what the heck I was talking about earlier. Okay, I just completely missed it. Yeah, it's right here. Womp, womp, womp. Lakers pick, I think. Yeah, there we go. Womp, womp, womp. I don't know what I was thinking. How often do you get protections for like second round picks? Does that happen that often? Gosh, we got so many picks. It's going to be a fun draft. I wish we could get Sohan more often. You do get Sohan this often. If you're talking about the offensive end, I mean, I guess it's just more so how the team is constructed. We kind of played through Sohan for a big chunk of this game. You know, he has a year under his belt. He can handle it to an extent. But I mean, you do that defensively. You get the Sohan every given night. That's what won the game. Yeah, it was two-way ability. You know, at the end he hit the three, but I thought the most impressive play from him was that contest on KD. That was a great contest. 18 rebounds. Now you're acting brand new tonight. Well, who else could rebound? Like when you have a 7'5" guy out there, I mean, I don't think Sohan's going to get 18 rebounds. Sohan has had some showings though this season where he got some crazy amount of rebounds. Let's see. There were some games where I was like, oh my goodness. Yeah, look. Memphis, 10 rebounds. I mean, I'll just say the rebounds out loud. 10 rebounds, 9, 6, 8, 7, 5, 8, 8, 8, 10. 0 here, but he only plays 16 minutes. 4 here. 13, 8. He had 16 against the Pelicans. He had 12 against the Magic, 14 against Portland, 11 against Milwaukee. And it wasn't that much before that, but I think that was the point guard era, a big chunk of this. But yeah, he has some showings where he put up quite a few rebounds. I mean, the 18 is ridiculous, don't get me wrong, but 18 is still insane. Isn't that a career high? That has to be a career high, yeah. Yeah, it has to be a career high. No one said it, but yeah, there's no way. Yep, it's a career high. Matter of fact, he hit 3 career highs this season. Yeah, he hit 3 career highs this season. Let's see. Well, 4 career highs now. Okay, career high in points came his rookie. No. Career high in points came this season. Yeah, but everyone says he's trash. Career high in assists came this season too. People have the nerve to say he hasn't improved. They just don't pay attention to anything. Yeah, he hit all his career highs this season. Career high points, career high assists, career high rebounds. Let me see. Let's do steals. Career high in steals. Well, he tied his career high in steals. Career high in blocks. He hit his career high in blocks too this season. All his career highs came this season. Facebook old head still saying he doesn't pass to Wemby. Why are you on Facebook? Yeah, do not listen to any fan base on Facebook. That's insane growth. Yeah, he hit all his career highs. Jalen Duren or Sohan? Sohan. Jalen Duren. I always say this, man. I like Jalen Duren, but Jalen Duren is a rim runner. That's what he is. That's the extent of what you're going to get from Jalen Duren. He's a rim runner. Sohan is so much more. He brings so much more versatility. I would much rather have Sohan than Jalen Duren. What Jalen Duren does, he does well, but I feel like the upside is way higher with Sohan because he can be so much more. I would have thought he would have had more than 3 blocks as a high. Oh, no. Sohan doesn't get a lot of blocks. He gets a lot of great contests. He doesn't get up enough to get a lot of blocks. He needs a smoother spin fade. You know, that was like his go-to in college. He needs a smoother everything. I think right now he needs to focus in on a smoother jump shot, even steal. Catch and shoot jump shot. Wemby has altered our perspective on blocks. Yeah. Wemby, like the amount of blocks that Wemby gets is like insane. Wembanyama most blocks. 10. This is ridiculous. 10, 8, 7, 7, 7, 6, 6, 6, 6. Oh my goodness. So many blocks. That's so many blocks. How many games is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Gosh, he got at least 20 games with 5 blocks. My God. At least 20 games with 5 blocks. At least. Knuckleheads think Wemby is the problem. Don't worry about it. That question was bound to happen. Oh, does the team look better without Wemby? Well, there's lots of different factors why they could look better. One factor in which Suns just thought they didn't have to play that hard. Wemby's not playing. And the Spurs played very hard. And they were even more mindful of not turning the ball over and making sure they passed to each other and, you know. But we still rode the backs of our second and third best player on the team, which is Vassell and Sohan. Like, we still had to ride the backs of them. So if Sohan was consistent, I think the hate would stop. Like people like Vassell. Wait, what? If Sohan was consistent, people would stop hating on Vassell? I was expecting us to get destroyed tonight. I was too, and I watched anyway. I think I even tweeted out that I wasn't gonna watch, and then I ended up watching anyway. Wemby. I mean, not Wemby. I'm sorry. Sorry, I'm looking at this play with Sohan hitting the three. Sohan. I really do trust Sohan with the ball in his hands at the end of games. This ain't the only time he's done this. Didn't he hit another game winner earlier this season? Sohan made some free throws to ice different game. Oh, okay, that's what I'm thinking of. Yeah. No, didn't he hit like a big three in that game and then he hit those free throws? I think that's what happened. He hit a big three and then he hit those free throws. I'm pretty sure. I'm not sure. Yeah, he did. Yeah, that's what I thought. All right, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and get off. I am tired. I'm gonna read a book. Oh, by the way, I started on this book that's so good. Okay, you guys know I love manga. I'm starting to get more into reading. Jade City. Just read it, okay? I want to give you a description of it. It's pretty awesome though. Okay, I'll give you a little bit. It's almost like if you combine The Godfather with Kung Fu. It's pretty dope. He gonna get on Hell Divers talking about a book. No, I actually am gonna read. Yeah, I'm gonna read more of this Jade City. Okay, it's about it. There's this substance called jade, and if you have it, if you have it in your possession, it gives you superhuman powers, superhuman abilities, enhances your senses, makes you faster, makes you stronger. There's only a certain type of bloodline that can possess it and that can actually use it and utilize it. If you're not of that bloodline, it could drive you crazy and you become addicted to it, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, it's basically a gangster. It's about this gangster family and they're getting their toes stepped on a little bit, and there's going to be a war. So dope. Kung Fu sounds good. Literally Godfather combined with Kung Fu. Like that's what it is. How you find? What do you mean? Better, faster, stronger. More driving streams? Nah, that was a special occasion. How do you find the books? J City's on my list. See, there's a reader there. See, I'm like actually trying to like I'm just now getting. I've been more of a manga person. I'm just now getting into trying to read books because Dune inspired me, and I was like, I want to read Dune, and then I read up on it, and I was like, this is not a good book to start with. I'm not starting with Dune. Screw this. It's way too confusing. Jade City's on my list. Okay, so how do you find books to read? I literally just Googled like, what did I look up specifically? Was it like Nebula winners? $2017. Here we go. Yeah, I think this might be a good way of going about it. If anybody's like a book reader, please tell me if I'm like completely off on this. But I think if you look up Nebula Awards nominees and winners, this might be a good way of going about it. Like look at these and just see, okay, which ones are interesting to me. And Jade City is right here. So Jade City, it was nominated in 2017 Nebula Awards. And it's just a stupid cool description. If you like J City, I recommend the Poppy War. Ooh, what's that? 10 out of 10. Poppy War. What is this about? And it's a if you're thinking about the setting, it's an urban fantasy. So that's what J City. Let's see. Good God. What's it about? Okay. All right. Okay. I'll say. Let's see. I'll just read it. Let's see. Should I? Well, is this an interesting? No, I don't really like this description. Hold on. Gosh, that's not a good description either. Okay, I guess this is fine. This is good enough, I guess. Like, keep in mind, I'm a newer reader as far as getting into books, okay? Like, if we were talking about a manga, I can sell it. I can't sell books yet. Like, I'm like on chapter 6. I can't, I just know it's awesome. That's all I can say. The family drama is great. You know, the dynamics are just really great. So far, that's how I'm feeling. But this is what Google has to say. J City is an absolutely brilliant urban fantasy set on the island of Kekon. Hopefully I said that right. A small place ruled by rival Greenbone clans, the Calls and the Eights. Hopefully I'm saying that right. In this world, Kekon is a home of a special magical jade that imbued users with enhanced magical abilities, and Greenbones are genetically inclined to handling this jade. So like I said, you get like certain abilities like speed, makes you stronger, makes your senses, like all your senses, more sensitive, right? Like you can hear from very far distances. It's really cool. And it's like Godfather. All right. There's this family and they're running things, and yeah, it's really dope. Like you can already, even early on with me reading it, I can kind of feel that there's going to be like some backstabbing going on. Hope you're not on page 1 like Braun. No, I'm not on page 1 like LeBron. I almost am though. I almost am. I'm only like on chapter 6, I think. Let me see. Actually, chapter 5. So I'm gonna read that, and yeah. Does it have pictures? Yeah. At the beginning of the book, it has pictures. Look at these pictures. See? Oh, dang. Thank you. $20 from Brandon Crawford. Thank you for the super chat. He says, so what do we take from this game? For sale, Sohan and Collins look good. I want Trey to be the answer so bad. I see it. The only thing I take from this game is that Sohan is like, no one surprised me, right? Like, only thing I can take from it is that they have heart. Like, they play hard. And Popovich got them right. Trey isn't going anywhere, but Trey is not a starting point guard. Trey will be much more suitable coming off the bench. But we're not at that point right now. Like he could start at point guard for the entirety of next season, because I don't know if the Spurs even get a point guard in this draft. They play hard but still made plenty of mistakes. Yeah, which they're a young team. I expect them to. Yeah, Trey Young would be dope. All right, guys, we're getting out of here. Once again, big shout out to BetUS for sponsoring this video. Link in my description. Head on over there. 125% bonus if you use promo code JOIN125, and you get 125% bonus on your first 3 deposits up to $2,500.
BetUS, America's favorite sportsbook and casino. Live betting and racebook. We're celebrating 30 years with a historic offer. A 125% sign-up bonus on your first 3 deposits. Plus 10% gambler's insurance. Get started today. BetUS, where the game begins.
Remember, if you're supporting the sponsors, you're supporting your boy. So I will get with you guys later, man. The Spurs play what, Wednesday? So yeah, we'll go live. We'll go live Wednesday. What time do they play on Wednesday? Spurs. Shoot. I shouldn't have did it that way. They play at 8. Oh, that's a late game. Oh, that's a late game. Oh, but I'll see you guys on Wednesday. Deuces. Deuces, deuces, deuces. Wait, where's the... There it is. Bye.